Welcome back. The company Gusto provides payroll and HR services to 40,000 small businesses across the country. But it has more than just the attention of small businesses. It also has the endorsement of an impressive list of investors, the names that you know. Joining us right now is the CEO of Gusto, Joshua Reeves. Josh, good to see you. Thank you so much for joining us.
Wonderful to be here.
So it was formerly known as Zen Payroll. Tell us about the new name Gusto, where it comes from, and why you changed Zen Payroll.
Yeah, so our name Zen Payroll, we actually always had as a temporary name. We only had a few days to choose a name. It cost us $7 on GoDaddy. So that's the story of our original name.
What is it? Tell us about the company, Gusto.
Gusto, what we do,
services.
We help 40,000 small businesses, as you said, with HR, payroll, and benefits across the country today. And we love the name because it's all about doing work with Gusto.
And Harlan, you were a customer.
Yeah, it was. My last startup, we used you guys, and it was a great product. We mainly for payroll. That's what we were using it for at the time, but it was great.
Yeah. Now that phasing, it takes time to build it right. So we started with payroll, added benefits last year, and then last week we just added a bunch of HR functionality. So now it's an all-in-one system.
Wow. What are you seeing from small business today? Is there vibrancy out there? What are you hearing from your customers in terms of what they're experiencing, what challenges they face?
Yeah, what we're seeing is a lot of inspiration. I think when you talk to a small business owner, no one made them start their company. It was always a labor of love. And so it's inspiring for us to even serve them. And we see them growing. We see them trying to build a business. They've been wearing 20 hats for a long time. They love the fact that we do their insurance for them. We do their tax filings for them. We pay their employees for them. That makes their life a lot easier. So I think it's an exciting time to be a small business owner as these products become available. But they are still wearing quite a few hats.
I guess what I was getting at, Anthony, is the fact that when we talk about small business, it's all about the challenges that they face, is Obamacare and some of the regulatory hurdles that has gotten in the way.
It sounds like you're helping them and making that a little bit easier. But how do you charge for your services, Josh?
So we charge a subscription. It's $39 a month for the company and then $6 a month per employee. So the business pays both, and it basically grows as you grow. So we try to make it very simple. And as a result, it's way more affordable than what folks have done in the past. So it saves them time and money.
How closely are you paying attention to the presidential election?
I think as an American citizen, it's important to pay attention to an election that has such a big impact.
Do you think
on my life.
They all love talking about, we understand small businesses, but do they?
I think
I say politicians.
Yeah, politicians in particular. I think it's hard to make a generalization. I think it's valuable for them to spend time with small business owners, understand the pain that they're going through. Part of it is a structural issue. Like, we deal with 15,000 tax codes across the country. We make them simpler, but you have local, state, and federal rules and requirements. And I think it's hard to navigate through that. Again, part of our job is to make that easier for the business owner.
Josh, if you were going to advise a candidate, either of the candidates, on small businesses from your life experience, what would you say to them, or their strategy people?
Yeah, number one, I would say spend more time with them. I think when you go to do events, when you go meet with folks, I do that whenever I travel, and it's always a privilege to talk to these folks, understand why they started their companies. In terms of structural issues, labor classifications, employment laws, a lot of that is fairly complex today, only getting more complex. And even though we want to help with it, government also has their part to it to make it easier as well.
I hear from friends that have different startups here in the Valley and in New York that it's getting harder and harder to raise. Obviously, you guys are growing really fast. You have a great business. How was it raising in this environment?
Yes, we raised around earlier this year. We have some amazing investors involved, and I would say we've had a little bit of a unique approach. You know, the average length of time I get to know an investor is years before we raise capital. So to me, my biggest advice is think of fundraising as hiring, right? Get to know someone's values, their philosophy, their motivations, see if they're aligned with you, because once you get connected, you're married for life.
And you've got an impressive list of investors in the company, from the co-founder of PayPal to YouTube, Reddit, Yelp CEO. Did you go to them, or did they come to you? How'd you get these names on board?
Yeah, so
CEO of Instagram?
Unique list, 75 CEOs, Stripe, Evernote, Eventbrite. For us, some of which I'd known. I actually was born and raised in the Bay Area. My parents are both teachers. My dad taught high school in San Francisco for 20 years. So part of it was that. And then many of them invested because they got excited about fixing this problem. They've all built businesses before. They don't need the return to pay for their kids' college tuition. They've built pretty amazing companies. So we're proud to have them involved, and they've been incredibly helpful.
So you compete with, like, a Paychex?
Paychex, ADP would be two companies we compete with.
Yeah, exactly.
Jared Leto, Ashton Kutcher, do they leave you alone? Because as a business operator, don't you just want them to butt out? Give me your money and then butt the heck out.
Yeah, well, with these folks, again, we think of them as on our team, so it has been fun. I would actually have probably paid these folks to be involved. Instead, they gave us money, so it's a very surreal dynamic. We're very proud.
Is the end game here, are you going to take it public?
We will be a standalone independent company for many decades to come. Being public is an honor, a privilege, a milestone, not the goal.
And a headache.
And a headache as well.
Lots of regulation
Josh,
turning people off.
Wonderful to see you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
We'll be watching Gusto.